Our next delegate is Danielle Nelson.
Good evening. Hi. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Danielle Nelson, and although I'm not a resident of 540 13th Street, I've been directly involved in its rehabilitation and in supporting the tenants who live there today. I'm speaking tonight because the proposed removal of long-standing angle parking will have immediate real-world impacts on dozens of people, impacts that in our view have not been fully considered. Over the past year, my partner and I took on the restoration of a building that had been neglected for decades. It was almost empty, it was deteriorating, and it was a constant concern for neighbors. We invested our own time, resources, and labor to bring it back, and we succeeded. The building's now fully occupied and home to more than 20 new residents who are contributing to the neighborhood's revival. And right as this area is finally stabilizing, the city has announced that more than half of the surrounding street parking that's existed safely and effectively for 75 years, is going to be removed and converted into parallel parking stalls. This change may look small on paper, but on the ground, it's massive. It will affect families who need reliable parking near their homes, seniors and people with mobility challenges, residents already navigating intense parking competition from the nearby dental hygienist students who routinely fill the street to avoid paid parking closer to campus. Anyone forced to walk farther along busy 6th Avenue, which is not designed to absorb a surge in pedestrian traffic. And for what reason? We still don't know. We haven't been given a clear explanation, an engineering justification, or a safety rationale. Removing long-standing community infrastructure without transparent evidence is not good planning, and it certainly isn't good neighborhood building. I also need to highlight an ongoing pattern that has made this process even more difficult. On a related matter, the city asked us to remove a small section of asphalt off the driveway where grass was eroding, and we paved to prevent further erosion. Due to its encroachment on city's right-of-way, that was the reason we were given. A tenant with a wife who has limited vision and lives in the suite above parked there, and a member of Transportation Planning Department noticed this, raising it as a bylaw issue and saying that the parking stall needs to be removed. We immediately agreed to remove the section of asphalt that's encroaching the right-of-way. All we asked for repeatedly was a drawing or site marking so that we could get the exact area required and remove it. We suggested turning the area into bike racks or adding planters to avoid anyone parking there if that was the problem, and we've heard no response. Weeks have passed with very little response from anyone from the city, and we have not heard back on the exact area that needs to be removed. In the meantime, our tenants, including the older tenant with vision impairments, have been left confused and unsupported. When communication is this unclear on small matters, it's no surprise that such a major change to long-established parking is landing as abrupt, inconsistent, and disconnected from the day-to-day realities of the people that live here. We are not here to oppose progress. We are here to oppose poorly communicated, poorly justified, and unnecessarily disruptive change that does not reflect the needs of the actual community. Tonight, I'm asking Council to intervene, to pause this parking change, to insist on clear evidence-based explanation, and to ensure that the voices of the residents who we feel will be impacted by this every single day are not ignored in the process. Thank you for your time.
Thanks. Councillor Fontaine?
Thank you very much. I won't ask the same questions, obviously, because, thank you. First of all, I neglected to do this when Zach was up, but I just want to take a moment to thank you for investing in the city and investing in this building and creating good housing for people in the city. I think we don't take enough time to stop for a moment and applaud people like yourself who've put your own money forward, done what you need to do to create and to maintain housing within the community. So thank you, first of all, for doing that. I also want to put on record that it's, and perhaps I can stand to be corrected by staff if this isn't the case, but my understanding from having looked at all of our policies is that our overall policy of the city is actually to reduce the number of parking spaces available. So we're trying to remove parking spots and replace them and give them that space to other forms of transportation. So I don't know if this is part of that. We don't know that yet. We'll find out. But big picture, the city over not only this council but previous councils has moved towards reducing the amount of parking spaces in the city. So just so you know, that is generally the policy that we take, but I'll await word back from staff and see where that goes. Thank you for coming in.